ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦਿਸ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ ਆਫ ਦ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਸ਼ੋ। ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਸਰਟੀਫਾਈਡ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨਲ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟੀਸ਼ਨਰ ਐਂਟੋਨੀਨਾ ਨਾਲ। ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਚੱਲੇਗੀ ਕਿ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੀ ਕੀ ਮਹੱਤਤਾ ਹੈ। ਵੈਸੇ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਪਾਣੀ ਤੋਂ ਬਗੈਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਬਾਵਜੂਦ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੀ ਕੰਜ਼ੰਪਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਪੀੜ੍ਹੀ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਘਟਦੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਬੈਵਰੇजेस, ਸੋਡਾ, ਪੌਪਸ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵੱਲ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਸਾਡਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਕਿਉਂ ਪਾਣੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਪੀਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ, ਆਓ ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਐਂਟੋਨੀਨਾ ਤੋਂ। ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ। Thank you. So first of all, we know water is really important in our life and we cannot live without water. But despite knowing this fact, statistics are pointing out that especially our younger generation is going away from drinking normal water. Yes, consumption of beverages has increased, pop, soda, cans, all this is increasing. So first of all, what is the importance of water in our life?
You're very correct. Our generation has been marketed to and driven away from drinking nature's gifts to drinking anything but. So things that are carbonated, things that have a lot of artificial sugars added, processed beverages, sports drinks, and all of this energy drinks. And this is causing an epidemic in the country with anywhere with blood sugar issues, with, in my opinion, those beverages should have a label, cancer-causing label on them, because we know the ingredients do contribute to the diseases of different sorts, but unfortunately the lobby of those beverages is so strong and the marketing is so strong, people are consuming those things unknowingly, and without being aware of all of the side effects that those beverages will cause long term. So water should be the number one drink of choice. It should be the very first thing we drink in the morning. It should be something that we consume throughout the day, and whether it's clean water or cool water, and I definitely recommend for people to drink room temperature water because it's less shocking for the body, easier to digest. A lot of people drink hot water, lemon water. So drinking water that doesn't have any additives to it, and I'm talking about things like sugars and colorings and preservatives and other things. So water should be number one drink of choice. Other things can be in moderate amount, and for different people it means different things. I personally choose not to drink any sodas, not to drink anything with carbon dioxide, not to drink anything with colors and artificial flavors. So it is definitely a person's choice, but if they choose to drink some on occasion is okay. They have to understand if that becomes the beverage of choice for daily routine and daily life, it is going to have detrimental effects on their health.
So what kind of effects do these carbonated drinks have on our body? We'll discuss later on, but when you talk about water consumption as such, now water also, now one is tap water, and then we have the bottled water and what not in water also. There are so many things. So first of all, how much water should be consumed every day by a normal human being?
Yeah, great points, because not all water is made the same. There you can go to a natural spring, hopefully in a fairly pristine environment, and you can consume some fairly good water. It's really hard to find a high quality water in today's, because we have polluted our environment so much. But if you get away from the cities, make sure that your water source is very clean. I would be comfortable in drinking some of that water. In the city, what do we have access to? Bottled waters, tap water. Tap water has a lot of issues because while we have one of the best waters in the world, those waters are processed with a lot of chemicals. So people are consuming water from the tap with chemicals that have been added to it to disinfect the water, which is a great thing, but those chemicals are not removed. So when I'm consuming water from the tap, I'm not consuming only H2O. I'm consuming 200, 300 of other different chemicals that are causing damage to my digestive system, that are causing damage to my intestinal tract, and they are messing with my microbiome or good bacteria, what people understand or know as the probiotics. So it causes a lot of intestinal damage. It causes a lot of carcinogenic effects on the body because a lot of those chemicals are cancer causing. So it's an everyday exposure to that. So then bottled water, of course, is a big problem. Not only is that a big environmental problem, we're throwing millions of plastic bottles into landfills every day, and we ship them off to third world countries. We're causing a lot of pollutions. Those plastic bottles And there's a lot of argument about that. They say it takes 450 years to 1,000 years for the bottle to decompose. We don't even know. We didn't have bottles 50 years ago. And I mean, how much more can we pollute this planet? And so that's not a sound environmental choice, but it's also a bad choice for our body, because those plastics are made from petrochemicals. Those petrochemicals are the plastic that the water is in contact with, usually anywhere from 2 months to 2 years. It's being shipped around, it's being sitting on the sun in the gas station before we buy those bottles. We're drinking that water. We're not only drinking water, we're also drinking all of the plastics that have leached into it. And there is lots of BPA is one of many chemicals that those plastic bottles are made from. So people are just like, well, it's a BPA-free bottle, or it's a green bottle. No, those plastics, they can have on average 100 plus different petrochemicals in them. So how many petrochemicals are we consuming that have been leached and interacted with that water? How does that affect our endocrine system? Our overall health? How is absorbable is that water? How clean is that water? And a lot of the bottled water standards are very low, and there's not much regulation when it comes to that. So people are drinking bottled water thinking it's better. They're mistaken.
Right. So as you have pointed out, what to choose? That's what the question is now. One side is the tap water, the other side is the bottled water, and the kind of status symbol we have given to the bottled water, that we always opt for the bottled water instead of if there is a running water. So what would be your recommendation in case, if both of these are available, what to go for?
Yeah. Good question, because not all the water is made the same. One water will hydrate you, another will just go through you. So the structure of the water, the chemical composition could be the same, but the structure is different. The pH is different. The different properties of the water are really important. So there is more and more medical science that's emerging that discusses the quality of the water that we must understand as practitioners, and people have to be educated on. So if I drink 8 glasses of tap water, there will be potentially some benefit in consuming some of that water, but there will always be some side effects because of the chemicals I've consumed, because of inability of me to properly absorb the water because of its structure, chemical composition. Then there's a water that I could be drinking that's probably filtered, maybe alkaline, maybe a proper structure. That water will absorb so much better. So on average, we also tell our clients or tell our people that you should drink approximately 8 glasses of water a day. That depends on the size of the person. It depends on the activity of the person. There's one person who's going to be sitting in front of the TV all day long, or in front of the computer. Maybe they're not, perspiring enough. They're not moving enough. They're not they're not in a hot climate. And then and they may be 120 pounds. And then there is a person who is 300 pounds, and maybe they are, walking around, maybe living in a hot climate. So a lot of the things have to be taken in consideration. The hotter the climate, in summer, we know we naturally want to consume more water. So drink more water in summer. Always have some water next to you. Always have a bottle anywhere you go, preferably not plastic. Then, of course, when you exercise, you want to hydrate better after or before you exercise. Then, of course, when we're talking about the size of the person, in their overall lifestyle, is the water a small person? How much water they need versus the person who's double the size? So how much do they need to move their toxins out of the body, to improve their bodily functions? As well as if the person's consuming a lot of coffee beverages, for example, or many teas, caffeinated beverages have an affinity, or what they're known for is the diuretics. What that means is that we lose a lot of water consuming that. Many people have felt an effect of drinking running to the washroom, not the water, drinking the coffee and running to the washroom, because the body starts losing a lot of water and flushing things out. So if you drink coffee, then you need to increase the amount of water you're doing, and other minerals that you're losing with consumption of coffee.
Thank you very much. We'll go for a short break, and when we'll come back, we'll talk about, you talked about alkaline water, and our bodies are getting acidic day by day. How water can help and what can be done, we'll talk about this after this short break. So ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਜੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਐਂਟੋਨੀਨਾ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੀ ਮਹੱਤਤਾ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਇਹ ਪੈ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਹੈਗਾ ਨਲਕੇ ਦਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਹੈ ਬੋਟਲ ਵਾਟਰ। ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਲਕੇ ਦਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਪ੍ਰੋਸੈਸ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦਾ, ਉਹਦੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਕੈਮੀਕਲਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੋਟਲ ਵਾਟਰ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾਤਰ ਪਲਾਸਟਿਕ ਦੀ ਬੋਟਲਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੈਟਰੋਕੈਮੀਕਲਸ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਲੀਚ ਕਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਉਹਦਾ ਅਸਰ ਛੱਡ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ। ਪਰ ਯਕੀਨਨ ਤੌਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਪੀੜ੍ਹੀ ਸੋਡਾਜ਼ ਵਾਲੇ ਪਾਸੇ, ਬੈਵਰੇजेस ਵਾਲੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੇਰਿਤ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਕਿ ਪਾਣੀ ਪੀਓ। ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਲੈਣੇ ਜੀ। ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਵਾਪਸ ਆ ਕੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਚਲੇਗੀ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਰੀਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ, ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਸਵਾਲ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਕਿ ਐਸਿਡਿਕ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਐਲਕਲਾਈਨ ਪਾਣੀ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ, ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਉਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਦਦ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ, ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਣੇ ਇਸ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ।
ਵੈਨਕੂਵਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਰੀਨ ਡਰਾਈਵ ਤੇ ਸਥਿਤ ਰੀਅਲ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨ ਸੁਪਰ ਸਟੋਰ ਉਹ ਵਨ ਸਟਾਪ ਖਰੀਦਾਰੀ ਦਾ ਹੱਲ ਹੈ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੈਰਾਈਟੀ, ਵੈਲਿਊ ਤੇ ਹਰ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੀਆਂ ਸਾਊਥ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲਿਟੀਜ਼ ਵਾਜਿਬ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਮਿਲਦੀਆਂ ਹਨ। ਸਾਫ਼ ਸੁਥਰੀਆਂ ਹਾਈ ਕੁਆਲਿਟੀ ਤਾਜ਼ੀ ਸਬਜ਼ੀਆਂ, ਫਲ, ਬੇਕਰੀ, ਡੇਅਰੀ, ਰੈਗੂਲਰ ਤੇ ਭਾਰਤੀ ਗਰੋਸਰੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਉਪਲਬਧ ਹੈ। ਆਓ ਤੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਇੱਕੋ ਥਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਘਰ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਦੀ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਲੈ ਜਾਓ। ਹੋਰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲਈ ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ 604-322-3727।
We cater to all your ethnic needs. Thank you for shopping at Superstore on Marine Drive.
ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ। ਰਸਾਦ ਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਐਂਟੋਨੀਨਾ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਸਰਟੀਫਾਈਡ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨਲ ਐਕਸਪਰਟ ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਕਿ ਪਾਣੀ ਕਿਸ ਕਿਸਮ ਦਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪੀਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ। ਆਮ ਤੌਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਨਲਕੇ ਦਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਜਾਂ ਬੋਟਲ ਵਾਟਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਐਲਕਲਾਈਨ ਪਾਣੀ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਕਿਵੇਂ ਪਾਣੀ ਨੂੰ ਐਲਕਲਾਈਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਰੀਰ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਬੈਟਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਔਰ ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੁਝ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਣੇ। So before the break, I was asking that our bodies are becoming more and more acidic, the kind of food what we are eating, and the environment is having an impact on us. You talked about alkaline water. What is this?
Okay, very good question, because it's one of my most favorite subjects. One of the number one things I discuss with all of my clients, the very first meeting, is always the quality of what they drink, because we made out of 75% water. Our brain is made out of 80% water, blood is 90% water. So it makes sense for me as a practitioner to make sure that the water and consumption of liquids is discussed before I talk about food and supplements and other things. So talking about alkaline water, alkalinity is one of many important properties that water should possess if we want the body to have the right tool to heal itself. So there's alkalinity is referred to pH scale. Many people are talking about pH and alkalinity today, and it's become a really big subject in the industry. And pH scale goes from 0 to 14. Usually when we look at, and people talk about eating acid-alkaline balance food and things like that. So when we're talking about our lifestyle, majority of people eating very acidic lifestyle. So they're leaving a acidic lifestyle because they're doing a lot of, they're consuming a lot of beverages that are very acidic, they're eating food that's very acidic, and they're under a lot of stress that causes a lot of acidic response in the body and oxidative response. So really, really important is to understand that things like fruits, vegetables, greens are very alkaline. Things that are processed, packaged, and have a lot of sugars and things like that, meat is very acidic. We've been told, and in acid-alkaline balanced diets, we're usually told, well, it's okay to eat maybe 20% of acidic foods, but we should 80% alkaline. In our society, we do the opposite. We do the opposite. We eating burgers and fries, and maybe we have a tomato in our burger, right? And so, and that's a notional tomato, doesn't have any nutritional value. So most of our kids are growing up eating very processed foods, mac and cheese, burgers, sodas, and things like that. So we're constantly consuming very acidic foods. That is causing a lot of depletion of minerals and phytonutrients and vitamins from the body, because the body always has to do a perfect dance, a beautiful dance between balancing those nutrients. So if we're constantly consuming acidic foods and our blood is 7.365, which is a neutral pH, different organs in our body, different systems have a different pH, and body is always balancing it. So if you're always consuming only acidic things, the body has no balancing minerals, buffering minerals to play that balancing act. And whenever you're consuming raw organic fruits, vegetables, and greens, the more the fresher foods, the more electron-rich foods, the more alkaline reserves you have to manage that acidity. So we need to have a proper balance, and we don't. When it comes to our beverages, things that are processed, packaged in the bottle, any kind of bottle, can or a plastic bottle or a glass bottle, those things, just like packaged food, they lack energy, they lack proper mineral balancing a lot of times. And there's two ways to achieve alkalinity. Some people achieve it, some companies, they will have a bottled water in the bottle that definitely has a lot of acidic chemicals, and they will, and because that water is not moving, it's not live, that water has been processed or put through different systems, then they artificially add minerals to it to market it as an alkaline water. You can't fake alkalinity by putting minerals in it, cheap minerals that they don't even disclose which quality. The other way of doing it is doing it electrically, doing it without causing any mineral disbalance in your beverages. And I particularly drink a water from the Japanese technology that achieves the alkalinity on electrical level. It uses the natural occurring minerals in the tap water that is still there, takes out all the chemicals. The water is already going to be more alkaline because the minerals are the only things that are left, and they're natural occurring dissolved minerals. And then it puts through the electrolysis chamber in where the water is being charged and pH is increased electrically. And when you consume that water, it doesn't mess with your body chemistry. It doesn't mess with the hydrochloric acid or your blood pH or anything. And it has the natural occurring minerals that are in the proper balance to feed the body, and it doesn't take anything away. So it's really important to understand that.
Okay. And if this technology is not available, can lime be added, and can that water turn into alkaline water?
Absolutely. So many people are using different. So the best way to achieve alkalinity is having both alkaline minerals in the water that's naturally occurring in the proper balance, plus electrically charging the water so that pH is more conducive to our cellular environment. People don't have technologies to restructure their water. What they can do is, one of the better ways is definitely have the water, when the water is boiling, the water is restructured somewhat. So the water is in a better structure to be absorbed. So then we can add lemon or lime. They are acidic to taste, but they have minerals that after in that warm water or room temperature water with that lemon, once you digest that, it leaves alkaline minerals in the body, and it's alkalizing the body as well. So there are different ways of doing it. There are most effective ways and there are less effective ways,
but
you
water
can
should
do
be
it.
alkaline. This is what your suggestion is. That does help us, and we can improve our health.
Naturally alkaline,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Thank you very much for this information, Antonina. Thanks
My
for your
pleasure.
time.
Thank you.
ਜੋ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਉਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਂਟੋਨੀਨਾ ਨੇ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਇਹੀ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਐਲਕਲਾਈਨ ਪਾਣੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ। ਅੱਜ ਜਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਲਾਈਫ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ, ਪੌਪਸ ਅਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਸੈਸਡ ਫੂਡ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਐਸਿਡਿਕ ਨੇ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹਰੀਆਂ ਸਬਜ਼ੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ, ਫਰੂਟਸ, ਵੈਜੀਟੇਬਲਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਐਲਕਲਾਈਨ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੰਜ਼ੰਪਸ਼ਨ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵਧਾਈ ਜਾਏ। ਦੂਸਰਾ, ਪਾਣੀ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਕਨਵਰਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ ਆਮ ਪਾਣੀ ਨੂੰ ਐਲਕਲਾਈਨ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਹੁਣ ਕੁਝ ਜੈਪਨੀਜ਼ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀਜ਼ ਵੀ ਅਵੇਲੇਬਲ ਨੇ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿ ਕਨਵਰਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ ਆਮ ਪਾਣੀ, ਟੈਪ ਵਾਟਰ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਐਲਕਲਾਈਨ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਬੇਸਿਕ ਮਿਨਰਲਸ ਪਾ ਕੇ, ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਮਿਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਤੌਰ 'ਤੇ ਜੇਕਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਿੰਬੂ ਨਿਚੋੜ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਬੋਇਲਡ ਪਾਣੀ ਵਿੱਚ, ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਐਲਕਲਾਈਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਜਿੰਨੀ ਐਲਕਲਾਈਨਿਟੀ ਵਧੇਗੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਰੀਰ ਵਿੱਚ, ਉਨੀਆਂ ਹੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਚ ਸਕਾਂਗੇ।